Today we're going to deep dive into macronutrients, the science, what are they used for, and how you can use them to reach your fitness goals. If you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe and notification bell, and then leave a comment for what you want to see next. Now let's get going. What's going on YouTube? Seth Max, personal trainer, registered dietitian, bringing you another video today. This one is on macronutrients. So let's dive in. So I coach health, fitness, weight loss, muscle gain using primarily macro-based diets because they give you the freedom to choose what foods you would like to enjoy as well as get you to your goals very quickly. Macros is short for macronutrients, are the nutrients that you need in large quantities as opposed to micronutrients, vitamins, minerals. Macros we usually measure in grams, whereas the micronutrients we're going to be measuring more in milligrams for those smaller quantities. There are four main macronutrients, and they are protein, carb, fat, and alcohol. Your diet, everything that you eat every single day, is a mix of primarily those first three with the fourth one if you choose to partake. Each macronutrient is different than the others and has its own role and function inside the body. Let's start with my favorite macronutrient, protein. Protein is an essential component for many different processes in your body. It's often thought of as the building blocks for the body. In terms of calories, every 1 gram of protein has 4 calories in it. Proteins are just long chains of amino acids that are bound together and folded and have a specific purpose. These amino acids are what our body will take to build whatever it is it's trying to build. These proteins, these amino acids, is necessary for bones, ligaments, tendons, and yes, of course, your skeletal muscle. There are different sources of protein and there's different qualities of protein as well. Many people consider protein found in dairy products to be one of the highest quality because of the amino acid content in them. Depending on the amino acid, a protein can be considered a complete or an incomplete protein source. And for the most part, I look to consume complete protein sources, and these will be found from meat, eggs, fish, chicken, dairy, as well as whey-based protein shakes. Plant sources of protein like quinoa, tofu, beans, lentils, peas, nuts, seeds, they do have protein in them. However, they are also going to be coming with a lot of carbs and fats with that protein. And so it will be more difficult to hit your goal protein number at the end of the day without going over on, say, your carbs and fats. And so anyone who's trying to follow a plant-based diet has to really plan ahead for their protein number. So how much protein should you be eating? Well, that depends on your goal. But here's a general rule of thumb that you can follow. Whatever your goal weight is, multiply that by 1, and there you go, that many grams. So if I weighed 300 pounds and I wanted to get down to 200, I'll be eating about 200 grams of protein. This will be enough to sustain normal bodily function, again, those hormones, enzymes, tissue repair, cell signaling, etc. And you'll have extra to be building and maintaining that lean skeletal muscle that you want. Macronutrient number 2, fats. Fats provide 9 calories per 1 gram of fat. This means that it's very energy dense. This means that you can have a lot of energy, a lot of calories from a small amount of fat or food. Fats are made of 3 carbon chains that are linked to a glycerol backbone. And this is why you will sometimes hear them called triglycerides. These fats will vary their chain length as well as the number of double bonds found in them, and this will also alter the properties of those fats. Saturated fats can be found in red meat sources, in dairy, butter, eggs, and some plant sources, such as coconut oil or palm oil. Unsaturated fats can be found in things like olive oil, avocado, almonds, sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds, peanuts, as well as fatty fish. Fats have a lot of different functions inside of human nutrition. We already talked about how they are a very concentrated energy source to provide your body with energy. They provide the cell membrane for every single cell inside of your body. You know that phospholipid bilayer that we all learned about in biology? Yep. Fats also help to absorb the fat-soluble vitamins, vitamin A, D, E, and K. Essential fatty acids also play a role in immune system and inflammatory or anti-inflammatory responses inside of the body. How many fats should you have in your diet kind of comes down to personal preference. Like we've discussed, they're an energy source for your body, and if you prefer a higher fat diet, or if there's a reason you should have a higher fat diet, such as insulin resistance or type 2 diabetes, then absolutely have a higher fat and lower carb diet. However, if you're an athlete or you just prefer lower fat, higher carb, absolutely you can have lower fats. There is a basement to how low your fats should go, however, to where you'll find you have decreased energy, decreased performance in the gym, can affect your hormones. So a good number for you to kind of stop at would be about 40 grams for females and about 50 grams for males. Try not to go too far below that. Next up, carbohydrates or carbs. These have 4 calories per gram as opposed to fats 9, and protein as well also has 4. Carbohydrates are formed from smaller molecules, just like protein and fats. These ones, however, can be called monosaccharides, a one saccharide, monosaccharide. When there is 2 together, that would be a disaccharide, and when there are many joined together, those would be a polysaccharide. Some of the most common carbohydrates, simpler sugars you may have heard of, are going to be glucose, fructose, and galactose. Now, unlike protein and fats, there is no minimum carbohydrate requirement for your diet. Now, this is on a scientific level because no, they are not essential. However, you will get great benefits from eating carbohydrates. Where can you find carbohydrates? In just about any delicious food you're looking for. Fruits, pastas, breads, grains, potatoes, all have these carbohydrates found in them. And these provide your body with its primary energy source, glucose. Now see, your body doesn't run on bananas or potatoes, it runs on glucose. And no matter what carbohydrate you eat, it will eventually get broken down into glucose. And then it will be absorbed into your bloodstream and dispersed throughout the body in one of 3 places: your muscle, your liver, or your fat cells. Once there, it will be stored as either glycogen in the muscle and the liver, or it will be converted to fat and stored in the fat cells. Now, like I talked about, they're not essential, but if you do not have enough carbohydrates in your body, you'll find that intense exercise that most of us like to enjoy while we're working on some fitness goals will be pretty difficult to execute, including weightlifting, including running at higher speeds, including your HIIT classes. Pretty much every single competitive athlete will benefit from having a higher carbohydrate diet for this energy. And if you fancy yourself as pretty competitive in the gym, or if you like to go play basketball, you will benefit from these carbohydrates as well. So I'm saying this to say, do not be scared of carbohydrates. I've had athletes eating over 600 carbohydrates per day, and then I have people who prefer a higher fat diet just for their lifestyle, and they eat around 100 carbohydrates per day. Along with carbohydrates, I want to plug in fiber. Fiber is an indigestible carbohydrate that's found in food. Fiber has a huge range of health benefits, primarily for gut health, as well as decreasing cholesterol and helping us to feel fuller, which is super important when we're trying to diet down. Now, just to touch on alcohol here for us, alcohol has 7 calories per gram and really doesn't have any health benefits and is not going to do you any favors. So it really shouldn't make up a large part of your daily caloric intake. Now, if you're trying to work on fitness goals and you don't know exactly where your macros should be set, if you want to lose weight, if you want to gain muscle, it doesn't matter. Macro dieting can work for you. And so if you want your own macros for your own goals, I highly recommend downloading the First Form app today. Go to my website, sethmax.com, click the link and download it, and I can help coach you. You'll get your own macros. You'll be able to start hitting them, and then you're going to start moving forward to your goals. Once again, it's my personal opinion that macros are the best way to really get a handle on your nutrition and reach your goals. I think it gives you the ability to think critically about what you're going to eat, and it also gives you freedom to, say, enjoy a piece of birthday cake on your nephew's birthday, as well as go out for a steak dinner with the wife, but still reach your goals at the end of the day. So I hope this cleared up everything about macros. If you learned something, if you enjoyed it, if you have a question, make sure you leave that comment, hit that thumbs up, and hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching. Talk to y'all later.